Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mindy and I've lost 125-ish pounds using GLP medications as a tool. You guys haven't seen me for a couple of weeks. I've just had a lot going on. If you want some updates as to why or where I've been or what's been going on, go ahead and check out this video here. Last week we had my camping trip with my husband. I did not record at all the entire time I was there. I was just focusing on being with my people and enjoying my time with my husband and our friends that we hadn't seen in a year. Had a very, very good time. It was a very exhausting time. I did a lot of cooking while I was there for people, and I fed a lot of people, which is always tiring, but it is my love language. I love to feed people and make them happy with food. We took Helios and he had a fantastic time. He did pull me over one night and I'm covered with bruises on my right hand side. And then we came back on Sunday and there's this thing that we call event letdown. It's like you're on this high with all of the people and the events and the time that you get to spend with everybody. And then you come home from the event and all of that time is over and it's just like this serotonin dopamine dump, and it's been a week. On Wednesday this week, I met with my registered dietitian. I connected with my dietitian through Nourish. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but there's companies like Nourish and Faye who, if you have commercial insurance, will hook you up with a registered dietitian and they will work to get your insurance to cover it. I pay nothing to meet with my registered dietitian and I try to meet with her once a week. At the very least, I meet with her every other week. And we've worked through a lot of my eating disorder type behaviors and just trying to put me in a better place with my eating and my relationship with food and things like that. But if you're somebody that doesn't know what you should eat, how much you should eat, anything like that, rather than asking for the advice of people on the internet, I highly encourage you to get connected with a registered dietitian, not a nutritionist. I have this video that I made on my channel a while back talking about the differences between a nutritionist and a registered dietitian. Getting nutrition advice from your doctor is not the best way to go. They just haven't received enough training to really focus on that unless it's something that they decided to focus on and specialize in after they finished medical school. But registered dietitians spend their entire education focusing on nutrition as a treatment for diseases, medical conditions, weight loss, all of those things. And they're just way better equipped to actually help you with those types of things as it relates to food. Anyway, I met with Laura this Wednesday and we kind of, obviously I've been very transparent with her about everything that's been going on with me mentally and, the loss of my husband's job and all of that. And she gave me some suggestions this week because I really haven't been there, like all structure has gone out the window the last several weeks. I mean, I knew it kind of would anyway last week with the camping trip. There was some structure because I had a few planned meals and things like that. But other than that, like it was just kind of a free for all. And so this week she was kind of encouraging me on how to get back into those healthy habits without overwhelming myself and making it just something else that is going to overwhelm me and feel like a lot. And so she encouraged me to kind of make a list of everything I'm doing when I'm really on it. Like when I feel like I'm doing absolutely the best I can with my weight loss and I'm focusing on all the things that I really feel like I'm encouraged about and I feel good about in terms of my health, like make a list of all those things, like meal planning, exercise, walks, getting all my protein in, taking all of my supplements because I haven't even been doing that. All of those things, like make a list of every single thing that I do when I'm 100% on task, and then maybe pick one of those things to do for this next week. So the thing that I picked to do for this next week is to meal plan because I have not made a meal plan in probably close to a month. And so I still haven't done that. I plan to sit down and work on it probably sometime today or tomorrow. Today, we're actually going to sign loan documents for our land loan. We have to rewrite our land loan. I'm pretty sure I've talked about my land stuff on this channel before, but we are 7 years into a lawsuit on a piece of land that we purchased that was supposed to be to build our forever home on. And after we closed, we found out that it was in an illegal subdivision. The developer has done this many times. The district attorney of Texas is actually involved with the whole thing because, you know, they have ruined people's lives. And this is the third time that we've had to rewrite this land loan because obviously we don't have the money to pay it off. Those loans are meant to be very temporary, like less than 3 years, but obviously it's still 7 years in, and legally I can't sell the land. I can't build on it. I can't do anything. We're just stuck paying a loan payment every month and property taxes every year for something that we can't do anything with. It's essentially worthless. But we have to go and sign those loan documents and pay closing costs yet again for the third time today. So that's kind of another pressure and another thing that's just kind of adding to everything else. It's just kind of, it's one of those when it rains it pours situations. We're fighting to do everything we can to get everything done, but we're still struggling. My husband had a talk yesterday with a recruiter that he felt really good about, and he's supposed to meet up with them sometime next week. It's a job where he would be out throughout the week and home for some time on the weekends. And today, this morning, right now, actually, as I record this, he's currently at DPS taking his hazmat test. Hopefully that goes well, and I will let you guys know once I do if he passes or not. But we're hopeful that that's going to happen, because if he passes his hazmat, then he'll be eligible to do fuel hauling, and fuel hauling is a home everyday job because it is a hazardous material. It does pay better. So we're hopeful that that's something that we will be able to move forward with soon. And I just got a text from him saying that he passed. Sorry, I knew he was going to pass, but I still don't know how long it's going to take for him to get the actual endorsement. Like, there's background stuff that has to come back that they don't actually even start until he's passed the test. But him passing that just means a lot of other opportunities for him. So, give me a minute. The majority of people don't pass their first time, so he's always been very good at taking tests, and he's great at studying and finding resources and things like that. So I had all the faith in the world that he would pass, but he has been so nervous. Like, he hasn't really been eating much all week long. And so I'm just so happy for him. Anyway, I have told you guys that I suspect and have suspected for a while that I have ADD or ADHD. I grew up in an era where mental health was stigmatized heavily. Oh my God, how old am I? I'm going to be 46 this year. And even now, like, when I mentioned to my mom that I thought I had ADD, it was like a tisk and an eye roll kind of situation. It's like it's so heavily stigmatized. It's like you can't, somehow it's a weakness to have an impairment or a disability or neurodivergence, I think is what they call it now. Growing up, I always thought ADHD was what it looks like in boys. ADHD manifests very differently in men than it does in women. In men, it's often that like hyperactive, go, can't sit still, you know, squirrel all over the place type thing, which is definitely not me. And with women, it tends to present more with like the decision fatigue and some of the OCD tendencies and the hyperfixation. In addition to the hyperfixation, like the inability to concentrate or focus. One of the benefits of social media, even though there are a lot of disadvantages to it as well, is that it's done a really good job of shining a light on mental health and trying to normalize some of those stigmatized neurodivergent type things. And I've learned so much more about what those things look like. And this week I actually reached out to my nurse practitioner and I asked her about getting tested for ADD. And apparently you can't really do that you can't do it with a nurse practitioner at all. Like they're not permitted to test for it. And most MDs are not able to do it either. Like it has to be done through a psychiatry office. So I actually reached out to a psychiatrist's office that's in network through my insurance. And I found out that I only have to pay $20 to have a office visit with a psychiatrist through my insurance, which I thought would be really expensive. So next week, I'm actually going to get tested for ADD to find out if I actually have it or not. One of the things that I found out in talking with my doctor this week is that because of the way that ADD works, you burn through dopamine and serotonin very, very quickly. So the relation between obesity and eating disorders and ADD is very, very high. If I have ADD, my body burns through whatever dopamine or serotonin that I get very quickly. It's also very common for people who have ADD to have frequent issues with depression, which is something that I've struggled with on and off my entire life. And I've tried taking medication for depression before, and it's never been effective for me. Like it's usually done some pretty weird and awful things. Maybe it was just because I wasn't on the right medication or whatever, but I have a feeling that it's because we were approaching it from the wrong angle. I'm hopeful about that and that process, and I will definitely be taking you with me on that journey. And as I'm trying to learn about what's going on with my mental health, because I feel like I've really been fighting an uphill battle, and I'm hoping that this is going to help to give me some answers. I'm sorry, my dog. Helios, no, don't look at me like that. He's thoroughly offended. I have that appointment next Wednesday, and I will definitely keep you guys informed about the outcome of that. And I'm hoping that once I have a better understanding of what's going on with me, and if I'm able to get a diagnosis, whether it's ADD or something else, that will be able to get me some help, because I'm tired of feeling broken. And I know that, brokenness is a part of life, but I just feel like I'm struggling in a way that I shouldn't have to. I don't really have much else to share with you guys. I wanted to make sure that I got you an update this week about what's been going on with me, where I am. We had that nice little bonus of finding out together that Richard passed his hazmat, and hopefully that means more positive things going forward. And I will keep you guys posted. Thank you so much for being here and being with me through this process. I know it's not my usual fun, happy, entertaining content, but you guys know my goal on this channel has always been to be real with you guys, and this is the reality of what my world looks like at this moment in time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you to my Buy Me a Coffee members for sticking with me through this admittedly weird time. And I will see all of you in the next one. Bye, guys.